Good morning. Alan here with another 5 minutes of recovery. As always, I just want to say that I'm not a professional speaker. I don't represent any specific 12-step fellowship. I'm just here trying to share my experience, strength, and hope. So, what I was thinking about, what I wanted to talk about for this week is the disease and the solution, right? And so, for a really long time, like I struggled in recovery because I just truly believed that my only problem was drugs and alcohol. And I don't know if anybody can identify with this, but the truth of the matter is that drugs and alcohol were my main problem, but they were also only a symptom of the bigger issue. And the bigger issue is the disease that runs in my mind. And let me talk a little bit about like when I was growing up, and like the same thing like everybody else, feeling uncomfortable, not fitting in, something's off, just there's something different about me. And so I used to think, right, I was adopted, and I used to think that that was the reason, and that was my excuses of why I did the things that I did. So the longer that I come around, and the longer that I learn about myself, the more I learn about myself, the more I realize like I'm just like you, and like all of us alcoholics and addicts looking back in retrospect kind of feel the same, right? And so because for a long time I really believed that drugs and alcohol was the problem. So I started showing up in 12 step fellowships, and obviously 12-step program is meant so you go in a 12-step meeting so that way you could practice the 12-step program, right? So for a really long time I was just showing up, and I believed that, yeah, you guys could help me with my drug and alcohol problem, but that I could handle the rest of my life just fine, thank you. And I didn't realize that I really couldn't handle the rest of my life, that was the whole reason why I was using drugs and drinking to begin with, right? That was my solution until it wasn't. Until it got me in a place where I was in so much pain, and it hurt so bad, and I was completely hopeless, and I just wanted to die, right? So over the years, like people try to introduce me to the true solution, which is in the 12 steps. But being as stubborn as I am, and I don't know if anybody can identify with this, is like I would take bits and pieces, and as a result of taking bits and pieces, I got the results of what happens if you take bits and pieces. Sooner or later, like I continue to try to do it my way, and things never worked out, and I continue to wake up in places that weren't so nice. How did I get here again? You know? And so what I found was that the answer and the solution truly is in the 12 steps, right? That before I had no coping skills, and that was the reason for drinking, right? I had no structure in my life. I didn't know how to structure my life. Like I just went buck wild and did what I wanted, and as a result of that I woke up in jails and institutions, right? And so what I learned was I learned about discipline, and I learned about structure, and I learned that through the 12 steps. And little by little, and the way that I learned it was just by following people around. When I finally had enough and I was willing to surrender and like help me because I can't do this by myself, because the truth is that none of us could do it by ourselves. And once I was able to surrender to that fact, and to ask for help, and to really be willing to do whatever people told me to do, because that's what I did in the beginning, and kind of that's really what I do today still. 3 years in, and I'm still like taking direction from other people, because like on any given day my mind could get me in trouble. My thoughts aren't always sane. You know what I mean? So as a part of the process of working through the steps in my life, like I started finding some pretty interesting things out about myself, and I started realizing that my mind is insane at times, and that I can't trust my thoughts. But the people that I had in my life, like my mentor, my sponsor, and my support network, like they've been where I am at times, and so they could guide me through how to get to the other side. And in the process of all of that, what happened for me is I started to like seek like a connection with a higher power. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear about God, but the truth of the matter is, and it says it in the literature, that the process of the 12 steps is to get us a connection with a God of our understanding that's going to remove the problem. And as long as we stay in that and we continue to try to do that on a daily basis, what happened for me is he removed the problem. So the solution is in the steps, and you're going to be uncomfortable for a while, and you're going to be learning new things, and all of that is like those were struggles that I had, and at times like I became unwilling, and as a result of becoming unwilling, like it's really dangerous, and it could be deadly, like because it could cause you to pick up, and you don't have to pick up another drink or a drug. Like there's hope that you could get and stay sober this time right now as of today. Like all you have to do is like just be a little willing, right? So that seems to be like what's working for me today. And so like I get up today and I have a life behind my wildest dreams that I could actually sit here on a Monday morning in front of a video and video record myself so other people could see it and it's maybe inspire them a little bit is like is amazing to me. Because just a couple of months ago I was scared to death to sit in front of this camera and to talk to people, right? And so like that's just how my God works in my life. As long as I show some willingness and I have some desire and I want to do some things different and I want to be able to be useful and help people, then I'm going to do wherever he guides me to do. And right now this is what I believe I'm supposed to be doing. So I don't know, 5 minutes of recovery. We're at 6 minutes and so those are my thoughts for this week. And I hope everybody has a wonderful week. And just know that there's hope and there's help out there. Thanks and have a great day.